What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another live video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the few things to know when starting your career as an aircraft maintenance engineer. Before I start this live video, in case you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comment section. This live video is for us to interact, ask me questions and I will try to answer the questions to my best interest. Hey, what's going on? How are you, Wario? Yeah, if you have any personal questions, you can always drop it in the comment section or you can actually join the live video and we can have a good conversation. All right. Hey, what's going on? What's happening? I was I was work. Warrior said, I'm in Canada and I'm in my final year of game program. Man, that's good, man. I can't wait. Like I said, the AME program right now, it's a good one. It's a good one to go, and the amount of opportunities you can actually get from this program, you know, it's a lot, you know. So yeah, this live video is for us to have conversations. If you guys have any personal questions, you can actually um drop it in the comment section, or if you want to join the live video, then you can actually join the live video. All right, so we can have conversations. Today I'm going to be talking about the few things to know when starting your career as an aircraft mechanic. Hey, what's going on, Frankie? Oh, nice. I heard it's been busy. It's been busy a lot, especially the 330s. It's a lot of work there, you know. I can't wait to get back to work, man. The course is it's interesting, but it's better when you start working. Can't wait to get back to work. And also, I've been getting a lot of questions about the day in my life videos. Right now I'm not working right now. I'll be back to work in February, and once I'm back to work, I'm gonna start making more videos. More vlog videos about a day in my life as a aircraft mechanic. What's going on, Abdullah? What's going on? The Aiden, did you work in aviation before starting as an apprentice? Yes. So I'll give you guys a little backstory about myself. I think I have a couple videos about this. So when I graduated from school as a apprentice, it was really, really hard for me to get a job as a aircraft mechanic apprentice, right? Uh, so it was like 3 months. I could not get a job. So my best option was to kind of try to get my foot in into the aviation industry, and with time I can actually start my career as a apprentice, right? So I actually got this job at Bombardier Aerospace. Bombardier Aerospace is a manufacturing company whereby they actually produce aircraft, mostly private jets, right? So we're talking about the Q400s, the Global 7500, the CRJs, and that was the best way for me to get my foot in the industry, and which actually helped me a lot because that was when I actually learned how to use my tools, how to use my talk range, how to follow instructions. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my first experience in aviation. Um, then I got a job as an apprentice in AAR. That's where I actually started my apprenticeship. But the bad thing about Bombardier is if you don't work in pre-flight, which I did, I worked there for a year. But if you don't work in pre-flight, you cannot get your license. You have to work in pre-flight for you to be able to get your license in Bombardier. But it's a really, really good place to learn. Work there for like a year. You know, if you guys have any questions, please drop it in the comment section, or you can actually send a request. I'm going to drop the link right now in the comment section. So that's the link if you want to have, if you have any personal question. So Frank said, do you have any idea on how to retain any information during technical qualifications for the test? Are you talking about the CARS exam? What's really helped me out during my examination was I prepared a lot. Before I started writing my CARS exam, a lot of people were telling me like, it's a really, really easy exam. All you gotta do is study for 1 day, 2 days, and you be fine. For me, it's like I'm not that smart. Like I've always said, I was never the smart person. Whatever I achieved in school, I'm talking about my classes, me passing my classes, I really had to put in a lot of work. I had to study all night to pass my exam. So for me, the course was not, it was easy for me, and that was because I studied for literally for a month. I was studying like literally every day. You can ask a couple of my coworkers, and like I will come to work. I will start work around 8 p.m. I will come to work at 6, study for like an hour or two, then go to work, come back, get home, sleep, wake up, study a little bit, go to work, study a little bit. And that's how I passed the exam. I put a lot of dedication to it. What I would say is prepare, man. You gotta prepare at least a month or 2 months ahead of time. And also there's a lot of past questions online that really help me out. One of them is called Pro. I'm going to drop the name right now. It's called ProProfs. I literally study the past questions on that website, and that helped me out a lot. And also the past questions at the back of the book, that helped a lot too. But you gotta be able to make that sacrifice, man. I mean, if you're a really smart person that you know grasp information easily, then yes. But for me, I was never the smart guy. I had to literally study for everything. So I prepared, as talked to a couple of my friends that have taken the exam before, and they gave me like an idea of what to expect. So that helped me out a lot too. I mean, Abdullah said I'm in my last model of ESR Part 147 training program. Any advice for starting OJT? Um, I don't know what OJT is, to be honest. For Canada, it's so different from you guys. ESR in Canada is called AME, Aircraft Maintenance License. ESR, I think you guys have a whole different process. But I would say the advice goes for everyone. Once you're in your last semester, if OJ, let me Google what OJT is. So I have an idea of what, to me, I believe it's the same process. Uh, okay, so OJT is, it says on the job training. So you're talking about like a co-op. Oh yeah, so we do have that same process. Um, so if you're trying to just 1 second. If you're trying to get like a if you're getting like a OJT, which is like a job training, my best advice is, and I wish I actually had an opportunity to go to a co-op program, right? And during my co-op program, I didn't really take advantage of it, and that's why I'm actually just 1 second. Someone is trying to connect in here. So yeah, if you're trying to get a co-op program, or if you get a co-op program, the best way you can actually leverage it is by trying to make as much connections as you can. First of all, you want to display a good attitude, a good behavior. So coming to job early, trying to have that ego to learn, trying to show yourself like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You can actually provide value to this company if you get employed as a full-time employee. And also, you got to make connections because that is the closest you can actually get to the industry as an apprentice with no connection, with no friends in the industry. So if you're working with like an AME guy, you want to get this contact, you want to be friends with those people because once you actually graduate from school, you can actually leverage those contacts you have to get your first job. They can actually put your name as a reference. You want to talk to the management and be like, I would love to work for your company in the future. Is there a way we can stay in contact? So you want to have that close relationship with them. So when you actually graduate from school, it's going to be way more easy to get your first job. You know what I'm saying? So I actually had the opportunity to do a co-op program, but I did not leverage it. You know what I'm saying? And that's my goal here on YouTube. So you guys can actually learn from my mistake. You know what I'm saying? I wish I have leveraged my co-op program so that way I'm pretty sure it's going to help me out a lot getting my first job, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know some couple guys that they're having what's it called, a co-op program right now, and I'm telling them the same thing, man. You got to leverage the connection you have, doing your co-op, so by the time you actually graduate, it's going to be way more easy to get a job because at the end of the day, our goal to go to school is to get a job and make money, you know. Says, if I'm a screening officer at Egg Canada and I have a purple rec, will you holding a valid purple rec through school help me get an AME job at AC? So I think I don't know what province is for that what province has purple rec. I don't know if it's Ontario, but in Quebec here it's a red pass. Um if you have your rec already, it's a plus. Definitely, it's a plus because now you don't have to go through the. And the good thing is, if you're trying to get a job at Air Canada, it's a plus because now you don't have to go through the 6 months, background check all over. So definitely, having a rec pass, it's a definitely a plus. It's going to help you out a lot. And also having a driver license, it's a plus. Having a rec, it's a plus. Having your accreditation, it's a plus. Those are the things that will help you get to a job easily. Hey, what's going on, Phil? What's going on, brother? How is Toronto? So yeah, on job training. So yeah, it's like an apprenticeship co-op program. So yeah, it's the same thing I said, man. Um you gotta leverage the co-op program. And when you actually get the job, my first advice is and I was in the same situation too when I first got my first job as an apprentice, right? I thought I had to know everything. But you got to understand, like, I don't know for other companies outside Canada, but for the most companies I've heard about in Canada, they don't expect you to know everything. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation whereby you are actually putting a lot of pressure and tension on yourself. You know, you got to understand these companies are here to invest in you, and the best way they can invest in you is by teaching you, right? So I would say try to all you gotta do as a new hired apprentice is showing the companies that by the next 6 months you can actually start adding value to this company. You can actually start, you know being independent. And that's something most companies I have seen are looking for. They don't expect you to know a lot of things straight out of school, but they want you to have the eager, that passion for your job. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that type of person that just come to work and you are just walking all over the hangar doing nothing. When I first got my first job in AR, I remember sometimes it might not be that busy, but because my professor back then have always told us that, when you first get your job as an apprentice, if it's not busy, you want to carry the broom and sweep the hangar a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things I started doing. And I noticed my team lead actually noticed me. You know what I'm saying? And with time, not only did he start trusting me, but he started giving me good jobs. You know what I'm saying? Me from removing, because as an apprentice, right, when you first get hired, right, you are going to be doing all the shitty jobs. So I'm talking about removing panels, interiors, cleaning, all those shitty jobs. You are going to be doing that. But once you start proving yourself to the companies that you can actually work independently, trust me, they will start actually giving you good jobs, So just 1 second at the stage. Uh, hey, what's going on? Oh,
பேசலாமா?
hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, what's going on? What you got for me?
I am in India.
Okay, okay, what's going on?
I am also an EAM student only.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Do you have any question you want to ask me or something? Or
I will studying in India. I have to job offer in Canada.
okay. So basically, you're studying in India right now, but you're asking, how can you get a job offer in Canada? Uh,
Yes.
the first thing I would say is, and it's just me being realistic, right? It's not going to be easy, and the reasons why I'm saying it's not going to be easy is because if you think of it, right, there are almost 100 or 300 graduate every month from
Okay.
Canada, the whole of Canada. And our companies, we don't have that many companies here in Canada that can actually accommodate the amount of people graduating school. So before they start actually hiring outside the country, they are going to consider people that already have the Canadian education first. They already have the Canadian license first. You know what I mean? So what to talk about that in your situation, because even me too, I came here as an international student, so I know how it feels to be, Canada. It's a really great country to work in, right? So what I would say is, it's either you come here, try to come here
Mm.
as a student. Then when you come here as a student, then now you have the Canadian education, then you can actually leverage the experience you have back home to actually get a
Mm.
job easily here. But for you trying to get a job from outside the country, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not gonna be easy. Because if companies want to hire people outside the country, right, they usually hire people that already have a license back in their country, so that they know it's because it's going to be easier for you to transfer your license within like a year. You can actually transfer your license to the Canadian license, right? But if you don't have a license back home, then you're not really adding value to the company here. They might as well just hire apprentice from here first before they start hiring any apprentice outside the country. So if you're trying to come here, I know how it feels. Then you gotta, I would say, go to school here first. Then once you go to school, they can actually start, applying for jobs. It's going to be way more easier that way, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Mm. Nothing, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know how it feels, man. I get a lot of questions of the same situation, but it's just the reality, man. Like, and they are almost like every year there's almost like 200-300 graduate every year. And the major companies we have in Canada, they're not that much that can actually accommodate all the graduates. But for them to even think of hiring people outside the country, they gotta hire. And if it's not only that, for a company to hire anybody from outside, they have to prove to the government that you know there's no Canadian that can actually do the job here. So they gotta prove to the government that, hey, they've tried to put the jobs online. There's no Canadian hiring applying for the jobs before they start actually looking for people outside the country. You know, but I'll
Yeah.
still say, like, you can still apply. You never know. You never know, man. There's always luck
Oh,
everywhere. You know,
yes.
there's always luck everywhere. So yeah, if you don't have any question, I appreciate your support, man. You can always text me on Instagram, anywhere, comment section. You know, so
You're doing great job, sir.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, brother. All right,
Ah, yes.
take it easy. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, how do you handle pressure on the job with regards to completing tasks? Do you have a specific mental approach? Um, So when it comes to handling pressure, for me personally, and the good thing is the company I work for, there've never been a time that I remember they actually put pressure on you. So, and also it's like me, I always, most of the time I work in the anger, right? So if I don't finish the job, you can always transfer the job to the next person. But when it comes to handling pressure, there's no best way to handle pressure than not putting yourself in that situation whereby you gotta put pressure on yourself, because the job we're doing, it's a lot that there's a lot of you need a lot of concentration, you need a lot of time management. So when it comes to pressure, the thing that helped me out, and honestly, I've never been in a situation I'm like, what, I put pressure on myself. You just gotta learn how to manage the pressure. You gotta understand that if you sign a tax, you are actually responsible for that tax. So you are having that mentality that, hey, if I fuck up, then I'm responsible for that. I think that's the best way to handle the pressure. So not actually putting the pressure on yourself, and also time management. So one of the things that actually helped me out, is before the aircraft comes, I already look at the task card. Okay, this is what I'm doing tonight, right? How can I make my job a little bit more easy? So I go through my AMM. I already have all the tools I need. I already read my AMM. I already try to understand. I've asked questions. So people that know more than me that have done the tax, like, hey, how do you guys do this? Is there any trick on how to get this job faster? Those are the ways to manage the pressure. There's no way to stop the pressure because it's going to happen. Especially for you guys that are working in line maintenance on the ramp. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've not had the experience to actually work on the ramp, but from what I heard, people that actually work on the ramp, it's a whole different ball game. Like, pilots are in the cockpit, you got passengers at the back try to board their flights, and all of a sudden there's a snag that comes that you gotta fix. So the best way to manage the pressure is not actually pushing yourself in the situation whereby you gotta put a lot of pressure on yourself, and you gotta understand that, man, you are in charge, you are responsible for that aircraft. And I believe that should be a best way to handle the pressure, having that mentality that, yo, if I screw up, something happens, I'm in charge, I'm responsible for this. So in case any manager is putting pressure on you, don't even listen to them, because if you don't get the job done properly, then you're screwed up. You are responsible for that aircraft. So don't pressure. It's going to happen, but the best way to manage the pressure is just having in mind that you are responsible for that aircraft. That if anything happens, you are responsible. You don't care about what anybody's going to say. Don't care about any pilot, no management. You are responsible for that aircraft, and you got to make sure you do the best. The best job you can do. So yeah, it's going to happen, but time management, a good way to manage pressure. Um, Asking people that know more than you. Trust me, if I don't know something, I talk to my coworkers immediately. You know, so yeah, those are the best way to handle pressure, man. You know. So Franklin said, "Is it true that meticulously with hand comes with working time, even if at the first we are not even strong?" Yeah, like I said, when I started my career in aviation, I never really had any end skills experience. Um, I never worked anywhere before. My first job was with Bombardier Aerospace, and that's what actually helped me out with my skills. And trust me, the tricks and things I know right now, I didn't know it back then, you know? So I would say don't put too much pressure on yourself. With time, you are going to know how to use your hand skills. You know, you're going to better your hand skills more. And yeah, it comes with experience, man. Like trust me, you will look at yourself 10 years from now and be like, man, all the all the little things, all the little tricks I know right now, I didn't know back then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just so yeah, for the live videos, right now I my schedules are really messed up, and that is because I'm out of base. I'm actually not working right now. Uh, but I think I'll be done my course. I'll be done school February, maybe 8th. So once I'm back to my regular schedule, my 455, then I will have more free times um to go live. Um and trust me, man, my goal is to I want to start taking this YouTube stuff a little bit more serious next month. No, I'm gonna start taking it a little more serious next month, man. You know, because I my goal here is to spread the information, man. I was in that same situation whereby I did not know anyone like you guys gotta understand. I came here as an immigrant, you know, like back home from Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have anyone to guide me through. I didn't have my father was never in aviation, my mom was never in aviation, my sister, my uncle was never in aviation. You know, I had to figure out everything myself, you know. But my goal here on YouTube is to spread as much information as I know. Like I don't know everything, but the little I know, I'm here to tell you guys, may help you guys. So for the live video, like once I get my regular schedule next month, I'm going to plan a schedule, man. I gotta plan a schedule of when I'm gonna be going live, you know, so that way it's constant and we can actually learn from each other, man. So yeah, from next month I'm going to have a regular schedule when I'm going live. All right, man. I appreciate it, Franklin, man. I appreciate it, man. If you guys have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. Oh yeah, someone sent me a private message. It's Capiso. It said, "What is the average salary for AME in Ontario? Additionally, what is the work schedule for AME?" So for the average salary depends on first of all the company you work for, the city, and also um sorry, the amount of experience you have. So I would say for Ontario, starting off as an apprentice, you should be getting nothing less than starting off apprentice with no experience. I would say you should be getting nothing less than 24, 25, man. You know? And once you get your license, you can start getting like, 30. And once you get your ACA, you can start getting like, it goes up to like 40 something, man, 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? And once you, if you want to make more money, then you got a contract. As a contractor, you can make $70 an hour. And something about contracting is, if you imagine if you get a contract in Montreal, right, and you live in Ontario, they pay you this stuff called per diem. So per diem is like an extra, let's say an extra $100 every day. You know what I'm saying? They pay for your hotel, they pay for your transportation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in Ontario, you should be making, starting us as an apprentice, 24. I would say then once you get your license, maybe $30, $35 an hour. Then once you get your ACA type course, then you should be making like 40, 45, 50. It depends on the company. Quebec here, almost the same. Halifax, maybe a little bit lower. You know what I'm saying? Like the cost of living depends on the cost of living too, yeah. That's what most companies try to merge, like, the amount of money they pay you. So yeah, in Canada, generally, you should, as an apprentice starting off right now, you should be making nothing less than 24, man. Any company that is trying to offer you anything less than 23, I don't know, man. You know, it's not, because the cost of living right now, it's not easy. Like, you gotta survive, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, you talked about the work schedule. So for the working schedule, most companies have this schedule called a 4-5-5. So basically, you work 4 days and you get 5 days off. You work 5 days, you get 4 days off. Work 5 days, then get 5 days off, and which is a really good schedule. Because during those 4 days off, you can actually, I know guys that have contract on the side, so they work full time 4 days. Their first 5 days off, they work somewhere else. 5 days, they work, go back to work. Another 5 days, their 5 days off, they go work somewhere else. You can actually make a lot of money during those 5 days off. But me, my goal is to go to YouTube and help people out. You know what I'm saying? And if you're that type of person that love traveling, yo, during those 5 days off, you can actually take a trip, you know, and you have more time to spend with your family. Also, I think we have one of the best schedules ever, man. Like, I don't know what other schedules you're gonna have that's better than this, except if you're working from home. For me, it's like we have one of the best schedules. Like, I don't care what anyone says, because yes, you're working long hours, you're working night shift, but those days off, I trust me, I believe that's like you can actually do a lot during those 5 4 days off. You know what I'm saying? So Abdullah said, yeah, I feel sadly these days no one is helping each other. So when we see someone do it, we need, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, my goal here on YouTube is to spread information, man. You know what I'm saying? I try to read my comment section every day. You know, like, for me, it's like I'm not chasing views. My goal is to actually provide value to people. That's why I'm here, specifically for aircraft maintenance engineering. So if you guys have any questions, you can join the live video. Ask me any questions anytime. Sometimes I might take a little bit longer to reply, but I'm definitely going to get back to you for sure. Yeah, my Instagram is Peter Peter Janet. Just drop it in the comment section. And if you have any personal questions, and or you feel like I did not answer your question, you can always text me on Instagram. We can schedule a private call. And if we schedule a private call, man, you gotta remind me every time, because trust me, there's a lot going on. I have my own personal life and I gotta get things done. So you gotta kind of remind me, so that way, we can schedule the private call. Well, you can text me on Instagram anytime, man. We can schedule a private call. Mr. Tommy Chan said, would it be easy to go from vehicle master technician to aircraft maintenance tech, or would I need to start as an apprentice? Uh, to go for from vehicle master technician to aircraft mechanic is, I would say, it's a really good one to go because you already have some kind of hand skills, and that will actually give you a little bit of leverage when applying for jobs, right? But the problem is you cannot use your experience as a vehicle master technician does not count towards uh, aircraft maintenance. So you got to start over again. You got to go back to school. You got to do your apprenticeship all over again. But trust me, the experience you have right now, because you already have some type of hand skills experience, is going to help you out a lot when getting a job as an aircraft maintenance engineer. Not only getting a job, but actually when you start working, you know, because as an apprentice, when I graduated school, I did not have any type of end skill experience. But you already have some type of end skills experience that will actually help you out getting your getting your first job. But definitely, I would say go for it, man. But the only problem is you got to start over again, man. You got to go back to school, then go to school for 2 years, graduate, do an apprenticeship for 2 years and 6 months, then get your license. But trust me, it's going to worth it. Someone just sent me a text again. Do you think the AME position will still have demand in 3 years from now after I finish school? Um, do I think there's still going to be a lot of demand for AMEs in the next 3 years? I would say the thing is I don't like saying yes or no to this kind of question because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, next year. There could be another pandemic. There could be a lot of situations that can actually, affect the job demand in the future. But if there is no economic crisis, there is no recession, there is no pandemic, there's no, those type of disaster that we cannot control as a human being, I would definitely say yes. There's still going to be a lot of demand in the next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say definitely, man. There's still going to be demand for AMEs in the next 2, 3 years. Because something I've noticed right now is a lot of MRO companies are actually moving to Canada, right? So there's this someone was talking to me the other day was telling me there's this company in Montreal. It's called Avianor, right? So they mostly do heavy maintenance for the A220, Airbus A220, right? And apparently in the next 2 years, they're going to be like a base that will be doing the heavy maintenance for the whole 220 for every aircraft in North America. You know what I'm saying? So that will actually increase more job opportunities for people. And there's a lot of MRO companies that are actually moving to Canada also. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I don't like answer questions like this is because I don't know what's going to happen next week. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't predict the future. But if there is no pandemic, there's no recession, there's no economic crisis, there's no, disaster that we can't control as human being, I would definitely say yes, there's still going to be job opportunities for AMS in the future. Um, for the next live, I might actually go live tomorrow, to be honest. Depends on I will look at my schedule. If my schedule is free tomorrow, I will definitely comment on my Instagram. If I don't go live tomorrow, then definitely next week, next Saturday, the same time. But yeah, I'll try to do this like every week, at least once a week. But right now my schedule is a little bit tight. I'm actually not working right now. I got a training to do for a month. But once I'm done my training, then I'll be back to work in around February. Then I can actually have a constant schedule. But for now, I don't have a constant schedule. That's why I'm now able to put videos out on YouTube that much. Are there different specific roles of AMEs, AMT? Yes, they are. So AME, aircraft maintenance, it's divided into different departments. So you have your avionics, you have your maintenance, you have your structure. So for structure guys, they mostly do repairs for any aircraft structural parts, and you can actually get your S license. For avionics, it's mostly focused on the electrical aspect of heavy of aircraft. So you're doing all your wiring, you're doing a lot of troubleshooting, and for maintenance is mostly focused on the overall maintenance of the aircraft. So you are going to be signing your maintenance release. You're going to be doing more of the dirty mechanical jobs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are the roles of AME. For me, I am working as a maintenance guy, so I'm into the mechanical side. Eventually in the future, I'm actually thinking of getting my avionics license. Um, because the way things are going right now, there's a lot of for me. It's like I like to look at the future in the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like the way things are going right now, it's going to be a lot of fly by wires. Fly by everything's going to be electrical. Apparently, there's this electrical aircraft that is going to come out in the future. So I think it's going to get a little bit more busy for avionics guy in the future. So I'm thinking of actually getting my avionic license also in the future. So how's the exam? What exam are you talking about? Are you talking about the cars exam? If you're talking about the cars exam is not. It's an exam you gotta prepare for. I would not say it's hard. I would not say it's easy. It depends on how you prepare for the exam. For me, I studied for 2 months for the exam. I had to study my ass off for the exam to be able to pass it. Is it possible to just be a bench technician and not a mechanic? Yeah, it's possible. I believe there are shops that do maintenance for what is it called, for aircraft parts. So if let's say your VFG is unserviceable, you send it to the workshop, they do the maintenance for that parts, then you can actually uh make it serviceable. So yeah, you can actually become a bench technician, but the problem with bench technician is you can't get your license there. So if you are actually considering, you know, doing like a bench work, I would say your best option is to maybe get a job in an airline, right? Because most airline they do have engine shop, right? So people that work in the engine shop, they only work on the engines. So they do all the overalls for the engines. So you're not really touching the aircraft. You're not doing nothing on the aircraft. You're only working on the engines. But the thing is, you can start your career as a working on the aircraft. So once you get your license, you can actually do like an internet transfer, and now you're working on all the engines. You know what I'm saying? But for you to actually get a job as a bench technician, I would say yes, it's possible. But for me, it's like when I choose a career, I like to think of how I can leverage that career. You know what I'm saying? So as a bench technician, you cannot get your license. God forbid if you get laid off, you know, you don't have any kind of license that can get you another job easily. You know what I'm saying? Those are the factors I like to consider before I take any career. You know what I'm saying? So my best advice is for you to actually maybe pursue your license first. Once you get your license, then you can actually get like a workshop um type of job, you know? the how to pass the procedure, how to pass out the exam procedure in Canada. Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. So, are you talking about the hmm, so how the exam procedure will be in Canada? How much mark will be passed? So, when you go to school as an apprentice, for you to graduate with accreditation, you will have to pass all your courses 70%. So it don't matter if you're doing 20 courses, you gotta pass everything at least 70% and above for you to pass with accreditation, you know? So yeah, you gotta pass everything 70% and above for you to pass with accreditation. And the good thing about passing with accreditation is when you start writing the exam for towards your license, right? You only gotta write one exam, which is your cars exam. But if you don't pass with accreditation, yes, you can get a job as an apprentice even without getting your accreditation. But the problem is instead of writing one exam, then now you have to write four exams. And from what I heard, those other four exams are not that easy, especially the is it the power plant or something. Yeah, I heard it's not an easy exam that you have to. And the problem with those exams is there is no other there's not a lot of study materials for those exams. You know what I'm saying? For cars, there's a lot of study materials. You know what I'm saying? You can actually talk to your friends. A lot of people are doing cars exam. For the other four exams, there's not a lot of study materials, you know? So for me personally, I always say tell people try your best, man, to to pass that exam. You know, that's 70%. It's going to be way more easy. Way more easy. Yeah, Samson, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my goal here is to share as much information, man. You know what I'm saying? And for you guys that are starting your own career too, I wish you good luck, success, everything good, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you have any questions anytime, let me know any day. And also, if you guys have any specific topic you want me to cover on YouTube, like to make a video on, please can you drop it in the comment section so I can just um so I can because I want to start making more videos next week. So if you guys have any suggestion of videos I can make on YouTube, you can drop it in the comment section. Megan said, "Can I transfer to a university after getting the aircraft maintenance engineering diploma?" Like it depends on the course though. Like you can't just use your credits from college to any university. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to further your education, then definitely it's possible. You can definitely further your education. Um, if you want to get into aeronautical engineering, you can definitely do that, man. I would say another good one is to go into like software engineering because as a mechanic, right? And one of the reasons why I said software engineering and aeronautical engineering, there's a lot of similarity within those courses. As a aircraft maintenance engineer, you are actually learning how to fix aircraft. You learn the aircraft system. So the experience you get as a aircraft maintenance engineer, you can actually use that same experience, that same knowledge into aeronautical engineering and also software engineering, you know? So definitely, if you want to further your education to university, definitely. Initially, that was my goal. My goal was to get my license, then go back to school. But for me, it's like I think I can leverage, you know, my experience in A as a AME, instead of going back to school, then spending another 3 to 4 years in school again. But definitely though, I'm always it's always a yes for me if you want to further your education. So, are there 4 years degrees in Canada for AME, and what do you think are the benefit of going to college route? For AME program, it's not a degree program. I know in most countries outside Canada, it's usually a degree program, right? But in Canada, it's a diploma. Um, the benefit of going through college route, like it's obvious. You don't have to. It's not a 4 year program. It's a 2 year program. You know what I'm saying? In other countries, it's you got to go to school for 4 years, and guess what? You go to school for 4 years, and you still get the same license. I will go to school for 2 years for. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's an advantage. So going to college route, yeah, it's a 2 year program. It's not a 4 years, and after 2 years, you can actually work as an apprentice for 2 years and get your license. And if you want to go to like any other countries, maybe you want to go to America, it's possible to transfer your license. It's easier to get your FAA license. If you want to get your ESL license, it's possible to get your ESL license too. You know what I'm saying? So why would I go to school for 4 years when I can go to school for 2 years there to college and get the same qualification? You know what I'm saying? So the number one benefit is faster. You know, you're saving a lot of money on tuition. You're saving a lot of money on time, and you can get your license way easier and faster too. By knowing other countries, even my country too in Nigeria, it's a 4 year program. It's considered a real engineering program in other countries. If you guys have any topic suggestion for YouTube, please drop it in the comment section, please. Or you can also text me on Instagram. I'm gonna drop my Instagram right here. And also I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. So if you have any personal questions, you can ask me. Oh, they say yeah, in America there are 2 years and 4 year program. I think it is said it's easier to get hired. It's like 93% chances of getting the job. Is it where you go for the 4 year program? Because in Canada they only have one program. And for the most part, from most companies that I know, they don't look at what school you go to, or they don't look at if you go to like a 4 year program. All they care about is did you have your diploma, did you have your uh accreditation, and that's it. But I know you can actually there's I think Centennial have these advanced aircraft maintenance degree or something like that. It's a 3 year course. But for me, man, I don't like wasting time, man, I might as well just go to 2 years, leverage my 2 years, get my license, then start something else if I want to, know? Like aircraft maintenance engineering license, I want you guys to think of it like a really good foundation to have. You know, if you have passion for maintenance, but you still want to further your education, it's a really perfect way to actually have like a safety net, because if you get your license right and you go back to school and maybe you want to further your education, uh, and God forbid, let's say you further your education into like let's say aeronautical engineer, right? And you get laid off as a aeronautical engineering, but guess what? You already have your license. You can actually get another job easily. You know, if you want to work outside the country, you can actually work outside the country, contract. You know, I'll say do a video about the working environment like a vlog. Yes, my goal next month. I'm currently not working right now. I, what is it called? Um, I have I'm in school right now for a month. I'm doing some training. Once I'm done the training, I'll be back to work in February, and how we'll be doing more of those videos. Like I'll be doing more at least every week, once a week at least. In America, Embraer Radios is a prestigious aircraft and space school. Is called Harvard of the Air. Huh. Yeah, I never heard of that school before. Harvard of the Air. Interesting. I'll actually take a. I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'll do my research on this one. Yeah, for it to be a 4 year program, if there are some advantage. There are some advantages I don't know about. But for me, it's like I know guys that have the FAA license. They only went to school for I think 2 years, or I think it's like 18 months in America. They only went to school for that, and that's it. You know, for me, it's like me. I'm just looking at timing because I want to go to school minimum time, pay less tuition, and still get the same qualification. But if you think there are a good advantage of going to school for 4 years, I'll say go for it then. You know. The thing is, American process. Like I got to do some research on American process, man. There's a lot of things in America that I don't really have an idea for, and I be getting a lot of questions too about the FAA license. So definitely, um I gotta do more research on that. And said there are multiple colleges in America from working on a specific plane to helicopters. Um, if you're talking about specific airplane, here we call it ACA. So basically, the company you're working for sends you on a type course, so you get the certificate on. So they send you on a type course for a specific aircraft. So for example, let's say the 777 or the 220, right? They send you on a type course for that specific aircraft. Then um you get your type course on that aircraft. So you're kind of a specialist on that aircraft. So it's almost the same thing, to be honest. But yeah, to me, like I said, if you think there are advantages of you going to school for 4 years, I would say go for it. You know, but I'm gonna do my research on the school though, the Harvard of the hair. I gotta do my research on that. I'll say a live video in live aircraft, bro. Nah, I cannot do that. You know, that's the company's policy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta respect the company a little bit. Um, Me going live in an actual aircraft, nah, I cannot do that, bro. I'm gonna get fired easily. you know, I can't do that. Hey, I'm a fly-by-wire specialist for Airbus. I showed the HSTA footage of the A220 to my colleague Christoph. Yeah, man, Airbus 220, my favorite aircraft. Like, I don't know why people complain about the aircraft a lot, but I love that aircraft, man. I think that's the future. That's the future of aviation. Everything fly by wire, electrical. You know what I'm saying? Your DMCs. You know, everything is right there. Like my service check, whenever I'm doing service check, everything is right on my DUs, my display unit. Everything is right there. I don't have to be going downstairs checking my tire pressure. I can check my brakes literally in the cockpit. I can check my tire pressure. I can check all my service check in the cockpit, man. I love that aircraft, man. I really love it. Like 220, I love that aircraft. But you guys did a really good job, man. Airbus, you guys did a really good job. So I guess the advantage of going to Embry Rados is it's well respected school in aviation world, and but no cap, the tuition is crazy. Yeah, she I can imagine going to that kind of school. That sounds like a private school or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, she you gonna pay like $20,000 per semester. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Nah, nah, but I see where you're coming from though. Having going to like a well respected school, well known school can be of an advantage. But my question is, if I go to a well respected school and I pay a lot of money for tuition, do I get like some type of different pay from everyone? Because at the end of the day, you can go to school for 10 years. If you ain't making money, you ain't making money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make to me it's all about making it's all about going to school because we all get education to learn about something, right? And the final goal for going to school is to make money. But if I go to a school that is well known, yes, people know the school is well respected. Does it actually affect my income when I graduate from that school? If the answer is yes, then a win is a win. If the answer is no, then what's the point of to me? It's like, what's the point of going to that's not a good investment, you know? I'm going to this school because it's well known. Nah, do you plan to be self-employed? That's a good question. In the future, definitely. Yes. Yes. 100%. Um, maybe not 5 years from now, maybe not six. For me, it's like for me to actually start doing contracting jobs or start being like a self-employed person. I'm the type of person that I put a lot of I won't say pressure, but I try to be the best in whatever whatever I'm doing. I try to be the best in it, right? And I still feel like I'm still at the point whereby I'm in a learning process, and we know there's no time. You never stop learning. You're always going to be learning, right? But I still feel like I say I have like 5 years more to go. You know what I'm saying? Because as a contractor, you gotta understand as a contractor, right? If you get a job as a contractor, there is this illusion people have that contractors are the best people, like they know everything. You know what I'm saying? So if you get a contract job and now you asking questions, they're gonna be looking at you like, well, what's going on? Like, and jealousy too, right? People get jealous easily, and people are like, you come here as a contractor doing the same job as a full-time employer, but you're getting $70 an hour. And jealousy comes in. People start getting jealous and be like, why is this guy making more money than I'm doing? And he's asking me questions. You know what I'm saying? So as a contractor for me is like, before I go into that self-employment route, I want to have a lot of experience. You know, I was saying like two aircraft. My goal right now is 220. I really want it to be good. Like I'll ask questions. I'm learning more about 220. maybe in the future, maybe the 787s. You know what I'm saying? And also the 737s. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to learn those aircrafts, so that way if I get a contract on those aircraft, like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the goal. In the like maybe 5 years from now, I believe I'll be ready. Maybe 6 years from now. But definitely contracting is that's where the money is, man. The name of the college is Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, but the nickname is Harvard of the Sky. Oh, I love that. Harvard of the Sky. Now I'm definitely going to do my research on that school. It's interesting though. I want to see what's special about that school. They say I seen a vlog video of men walking around and doing checks on aircraft before flight. I guess you can do that. Yes. Once I get back to work in February, I would definitely be doing that. More of those videos. I heard it started. I think I got like 6 series on my channel already. I see a lot of people actually love those type of videos, so I'm going to be doing more and more of those videos. And also, I want to get into. You guys tell me, is this a good idea? I'm trying to get into like um doing like reacting videos and making videos on what's it called, on air crashes. So for airplane crashes, that is kind of maintenance related. I want to start doing more videos on that. Do you think it's a good idea? If you think it's a good idea, let me know in the comment section. So it's going to be like more of a, like I'll do my research on, like, let's say an air crash that happened because of maintenance, and I will show you guys the factors that actually played into the aircraft crashing, right? Do you think it's a good idea? So AME students will get jobs. AME students will be what? AME students will be get jobs, Airbus and Boring. What jobs will be having, bro? I mean, I don't understand the question. So AME students will be get jobs, Airbus and Boring. What jobs will be having, bro? Like, say AME student will be getting jobs in Airbus or something. I have not worked at Airbus, so I don't know the working environments there. But I heard it's a really good place, man. You make good money, good jobs, you know. Say Air Canada operates a specially painted Airbus 220-300 in the color of a Trans Canada airline. Yeah, I love those gray colors. I think those are the sex. It has this military, aggressive kind of vibe to it. I love those colors with the red straps on them. Oof, that shit looks sexy. I think that's to me that's the best color. The next one I love is the black one too. The black one for the 320s, but my favorite are still the Trans Canada, the gray color. So what are the artists aircraft you ever worked on? For me was, I don't know if I said this, but for me I will say anyway. For me was the Q400. Man, I didn't like the Q400s, man. I remember when cause I at one point I worked in a heavy maintenance company that does the heavy maintenance for Q400s. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Everything is so old, hard to understand. Like, I used to, before I got a job there, I used to work for heavy maintenance for 320s, 319s. But moving from uh from turbine engines to turboprops is it's a big switch. I didn't like it. I didn't like Q400 at all. Everything is so high. The wings are so high. The H stab is like fucking high and shit. I didn't I didn't like it, man. Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Uh, thing is, my schedule this month is because I'm on training. I only have 2 days off to make videos, and you guys know that I edit my videos myself too. And plus, my computer it's takes forever to export. Like literally, there was a video I made like recently, right? Like I gave up to export my videos. It took me like 20 hours. So I definitely have to buy a new computer next month. My goal is to buy the Mac Pro M3 chips. I heard those are pretty good for editing. So because editing, I edit my videos. It takes me like I make videos. It takes me like at least good 2 3 hours. Editing takes at least 2 3 hours. Plus the exporting like takes like with my computer right now. It takes at least 10 18 hours to export like 8 minute video. You know what I'm saying? So once I get a computer all set up, next month I'm gonna start making more videos, like a lot of videos next month. Once I start having my 4 or 5 days off. Would you need to get recertified if you move abroad? Yes. I know because if you I know some countries do accept the AME license. So if you go to a country, I know is it Saudi Arabia? I think you can use your AME license in Saudi Arabia. But if you go to America, yes, you can work, you know, but the problem is you're not going to be treated like a licensed person, even though you have your license in Canada. So if you go to America, you gotta get the FAA license. But the good thing is you don't have to go to school. You just gotta do I think it's the 2 exams, the practicals and the theory, you know. But yeah, it's possible to move to another country, but you gotta, know, go through their license, the process of the country license. And the best, from what I heard, the best license to have right now, I'll say the FAA and the ESA best, especially ESA license, the B1 B2 license. That's where the money is. The FAA too is a good one. The AME is okay, but the only problem with AME is like you are limited within Canada, maybe like few countries, you know. But ESA, you can literally work in like 10 countries or 15 countries, man. It's a lot of more opportunities with the ESA license. We had a fatality in service on January 1st in service. A guy jumped into the 220 Nacelle while engine was operating. Damn. I think I heard about one. I don't know if it's in, was it in Montreal? No, I think it was in America or something. But that's crazy though. Did he die or something? I be, shit. But why would you do that though? I've been hearing a lot of crazy story. I think is it the Alaska airline or something or Delta airline? A guy walked into the engine. Yeah, Delta, right? Yeah, Delta. Yeah, I saw that on the news. Oh, so you work for Delta? Yeah, I saw that on the news too. A guy walked into the Wow. I don't know why people do that to themselves, man. To me, I don't believe in suicide, man. Like, it does not matter what you're going to. Like, suicide is not the best option. Life is precious to live, man. If you're going through something, you gotta be able to talk to people. You know, that's crazy. People see how you work into engine, man. A lot of people are going through mental issues. It's sad. Me, I always believe in whenever I'm going through something, I always believe in talking to people. Those are the best way to get rid of a problem. Suicide is never an option. You know, it's just sad though. Yeah, I heard about the story though. The 220 that happened at Delta Airline. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section. And you can also reach out to me on Instagram. We can set up a private call. And if we set up a private call, yeah, you have to remind me because I have my own personal life outside YouTube. I have 10 more minutes. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will try to be doing these at least. I will try to do these at least frequently. Yeah, I always pray and get help from families and friends or therapists. Says am I am in Manitoba because I heard it's faster to get a license in the bush. Is that worth it? Me, I would say yes. And the reason why I would say yes is if you heard it, for me it's like, and so it's something I still regret still now. Like my whole AME license would have been way, way, way more faster. Like I would have gotten my license really, 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 really long time, like faster, way faster. And that is because when I graduated school, I was not ready to relocate. You know what I'm saying? So if I had that mentality back then that I was ready to relocate, but I would have gotten my license faster. My license took a little bit longer. That is because I wasted time. So if you have a job offer in Manitoba, I don't care if it's in the bush or something. As far as there's chances of you getting your license there, I will say definitely go for it. It's going to worth it because once you actually get your license, then now you can actually relocate to any country, any province you want to move to. Because it's hard. It makes no sense. But like recently, I've been looking at the job descriptions for most companies, right? And they are looking for apprentice with a year experience, with 2 years experience. Like, how can you be an apprentice with 2 years experience? You know what I'm saying? So, like, basically they're looking for licensed people, but they don't have that many licensed people. You know what I'm saying? So once you get your license, it's going to be way more easy to get the job in any province you want to move for. So if you're in Manitoba right now you know and it's boring and there's no activities to do, I would say just sacrifice that 2 3 years, get that license. And once you get that license, man, trust me, you can actually relocate to any province you want to relocate to. You know what I'm saying? So keep it up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Just suck it up. I know it's gonna be hard, man. I trust me. If I was in that same situation, I got my apprenticeship in a city called Trois Rivières. A really nice city though, but the problem with that city is they don't really speak that many. There is not a lot of English speaking people. You know what I'm saying? It's a really small town, really nice people, but there's not you can't do a lot there. So even me too, I had to make that sacrifice, stay there, put my head down, focus, work. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got my license, man. You know, is it hard to find work after getting a license? Man, I would say it's way more easy, man. Like I would say every 1 week, I literally get job offers on my email. Like companies are sending me emails like, "Hey, do you want to work for so company contracting offers?" I would say right now it's way more easy. Way easy to get way more easy to get a job when you have your license. You know what I'm saying? It's way more easy. And once you have that type course, ooh, even more money. You know. So, what motivated you to become an aircraft maintenance engineer? For me, it's a really funny story. So, I'll give you guys a little background about myself. Right, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. You know, I came to Canada when I was 16. But before I came to Canada, right, my dad used to ask me questions that, oh, what do you want to become when you grow up as an adult? And I always told him like, hey, I want to become. That time in secondary school in Nigeria, we call high school secondary school, right? It's almost the same as middle school and high school here in Canada, right? So my friends used to talk about aeronautical engineering, and back then I didn't really know what aeronautical engineering was. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, so I told him one day. He asked me the question, was like, oh, what do you want to become when you grow up? I told him aeronautical engineering. So it was like, okay, because aeronautical engineering was a 4 year program here in Canada, and the tuition was expensive. So I'm talking about you paying as an international student going to university back then. You were paying. I'm pretty sure it's way more right now. You're probably paying like at least $20,000 a year as an international student going to school, and that was a lot of money. So my dad was like, okay, instead of you going to school for aeronautical engineering, right? Why don't you go to school for aircraft maintenance engineering? It's a faster program. You know, the tuition is a little bit on the cheaper side. I believe back then I was paying $16,000 a year, which was not bad. I think $16,000. Yeah, $16,000. I maybe 16 or 14,000 a year. But anyways, it was way more cheaper than going to school, and it was for only 2 years, so which is not bad. Because if I went to university, then I got to pay like almost $20,000 for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'll go to school for aircraft maintenance engineering. You know what I'm saying? And the first time I ever seen a plane was me actually come to Canada, right? So I'm like, okay, first time flying on an aircraft, which kind of created a lot of interest and a lot of, I'll say, curiosity, to learning more about the um, aircraft. So my first semester, I would say that's when I actually grew more passion for aircraft maintenance, man. Because I was surrounding myself around people that has a lot of that had a lot of goals in mind. I was surrounding myself with people that had a direction, and also like just me, because I've always had a passion for aviation in general, for aircraft. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I always wanted to go into aeronautical engineering, right? But because aircraft maintenance engineering is still there's a lot of you still learning about aircraft, which kind of that kind of even created more interest, right? So me just being around people, the eager to learn, And my real passion actually grew when I first got my first job at Bombardier Aerospace. I remember I always imagined I was always curious on how they made this aircraft, right? And me just getting my first job at Bombardier Aerospace was like, oh shit, there's a lot that actually goes into this bird that we see flying every day. You know what I'm saying? Just that's when I actually started having more passion for uh aircraft maintenance. And now it's like I don't even want to go back to school for aeronautical engineering because man, like throughout my whole career as a aircraft maintenance engineer or aircraft mechanic, I've learned a lot about aircraft system. I have met a lot of great people, you know, and I have noticed the industry is a really small industry, and having a good reputation with I'm trying to keep is it's really important, you know. So yeah, that's what actually motivated me getting into aviation. Initially, I was never meant to become an AME. I was going for engineering, the aeronautical engineering, but thanks to my dad for making that sacrifice, and you know, said I graduated ENA in 2002. There was no job opportunities due to the 9/11. The market was dead. Went to university and never had a chance to work as an apprentice. Time is key to get your AME license. So true, man. Even me too, when I graduated, there was no job opportunity. Like for 3 months, I could not get a job. Like I was literally about to quit. I had friends that went to school. Then after 3 months, they gave up. A lot of them went to construction. A lot of them went to car mechanic. A lot of them went back to school. But for me, it's like my parents they made a lot of sacrifice for me, man. Paying international student fee, it's not easy, So I had to make good advantage of it. So you know what I'm saying. So time is key, man. For you guys that are trying to get your license, trust me. And this is my goal here because and this guy it kind of hurt me a little bit. It hurt me a little bit because and I don't know why people always do this. You see people coming n- as a no experience to a career path, and your first advice to them is to tell them negative things about the career. It makes no sense because even when I graduated school, my first AME job, people were telling me like, man, this is not a good career for you. They were complaining about the career. But for me, I'm here to tell you that nothing in life is easy. You know what I'm saying? You can yes, it's not going to be easy getting that first job as an apprentice. It's not going to be easy. Like you're going to find a lot of obstacles, but you got to understand that there are people like me that came from a country coming to a new country with no connection, no family member in aviation, no one that can get me into the industry. But hey, look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not where I want to be in life, but I'm grateful for where I want to be. You know? So it's not going to be easy, but trust me, it is possible. It is possible, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you guys to be listening to those negative comments. I see a lot of them commenting on my YouTube complaining about the night shift, complaining about those are the type of people that would never be happy in life. You know what I'm saying? And that is because even if you give them $1 million, they still gonna complain. They still gonna find something to complain about. You know what I'm saying? I love what I do every day. I go to work. I'm happy. Yes, it's night shift. Yes, it's 12 hours, long hours shift. But trust me, I'm always happy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it comes into. The happiness, the passion you have for it, you know? So my advice for you guys that try to get into the industry, you are going to be hearing a lot of negative comments about people complaining. Like, it's not going to be easy, but trust me, man, like someone does said it right now, time is key to get your AME license. You know, you got it. It's not gonna be an easy route, but it is possible. You know, it is possible, man. Would you ever become a pilot? Man, I don't know. I don't know nothing about piloting, man. Pilot could be a good career, but first of all, you have to be comfortable with height, which I'm not. And I don't like height. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely not piloting. But it could be a cool career though. Be a cool career. So what motivated you to push through the tough times while in school? Man, a lot. First of all, I would say my parents, because like I said, I came here as an international student. Back then, Canadians were paying, I believe, $3,000 for per semester, or maybe $2,000 per semester. I was paid $8,000 per semester. You know what I'm saying? So that was like my $8,000. If you convert it to Nigerian currency, which is naira, that's like almost 5 million naira or something back then. And with that money, you can actually buy a nice house. You can do something. But my dad, my parents made that sacrifice into me to send me here to have a good education, and so I can have a better life. And for me, it was like I cannot miss that opportunity, you know. So that was one of the things that was pushing me through, the tough times in school. Like, it was not easy, man. Like I said, I came here when I was 16, and I started going to school when I was 17. I was living alone. I was cooking alone. I was doing everything alone. I would go to school, go to bus, come back, cook food, like study. It was not easy. I would say that was a time in my life that I started becoming a man, at the age of 17. Because I was literally doing everything alone. I was living alone, cooking alone, going to school alone, study. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, another thing that actually pushed me through was like, man, like I can't miss this opportunity my dad gave to me. Like it's like people are going to die for this opportunity. You know, there's a lot of people wishing to have this opportunity that I have. That I can't make me. I can't, lose it. So so what motivated you to push through the tough times when in school, and what was some big obstacles you faced? I would say for especially my first day, that's when I would say I experienced a lot of obstacles. And the first one was my first semester. My first year, I had 9 courses, right? 9 courses, and that 9 coursing was hard, man. Like, especially final year. The final year, we had sometimes we have like 3 exams a day, and you literally have to study the whole semester to be able to pass the exam. You know what I'm saying? I would say that was the toughest time. Like, having that 9 courses, studying, going back home, cooking, cleaning my house, doing everything alone. And something that really helped me out was, I would say, I had good people around me, man. I had really good friends that had the same goal I had. No, my friend Abdullah, Mohammed, Simi, those are the people I had really close to me. Farhan, those guys were really close to me, and those were the smart guys that were like, because those guys were already Canadians, right? So they, trying to guide me through. We study sometimes, we go out sometimes. I would say just having good people around you will help you out a lot. You know, that's the weird part. I like planes, but I don't like flying hard. Hard. A lot of people in AME like that too. I would say yes. Why do you think they're AMEs? Because a lot of us like planes, but we're scared of heights. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love aircraft, but I don't. I mean, I like flying, but I would say as a pilot, you don't have to, you have to be comfortable with height, because God forbid if you have any type of, let's say, mayday or anything, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be that scary pilot, you know? So to be a pilot, I would say the first qualification is, are you scared of height? If you're scared of height, don't even try to go into piloting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's funny though. So I wasted 1 year in uni writing papers, solving calculus before I discovered the AME program. My parents were upset. Nigerians always want university degree. They don't even want me to go back for a degree. They even want me to go back for a degree. That's the thing, man. Like even, and that's a good thing about my, that's something I like about my parents. You know, like my dad have always been that type of person that, and I'm getting a little bit personal here, but it's okay, man. We all families. So my dad has always been that type of person that never really pushed anything on us. You know what I'm saying? It's always like, okay, what do you want to become? Okay, it will actually education, like, okay, this is how you can leverage this career. You know what I'm saying? Like initially I was meant to come to Canada for the aeronautical engineering degree, right? But my dad was like, okay, you know nothing about aviation. The tuition is a little bit expensive, you know what I'm saying, for international students. So the strategy was, okay, come here, go to school as an AME, and see if you actually like if you like the course. You know what I'm saying? And also it's cheaper. So by the time you're about to go to school for aeronautical engineering, you probably have your permanent residence or maybe your citizenship. So that way you're not actually paying, you know, you're not paying the tuition for as a as an international student, you're paying as a Canadian. You know what I'm saying? So that was a strategy. But now it's like I love aircraft maintenance engineering. I don't know if I want to go back to school for aeronautical engineering, you know? But that's the mentality a lot of we, I would say, especially Nigerian parents, they have. You know, they whole believe in degrees, you know, becoming a doctor, becoming an engineer. But nowadays, if you look at the people that are making millions of dollars, those are not doctors, those are not engineers. Fucking one of my favorite streamer, DJ Academics, he's a millionaire. Did he has a degree that he's not even using. You know what I'm saying? Look how these guys, Kai, Speedy, Hayden, those guys are making millions of dollars. You know, I used to tell my friends this thing, right? The the uh the 9 to 5 of 2000 and of 2001 is not the same 9 to 5 of now. You know, the 9 to 5 back then can, if you're making $10,000 in 2001, you were making good money. But if you're making $10,000 right now, you're not making that much money. You know, you're not making that much money. So nowadays it's all about hand skills, like hand skills. Aircraft maintenance, it's a good one. And if you actually leverage that license, you can make a lot of money, man. Like I know guys that are doing contracting right now. Like for me, it's like I'm just patient. Like I don't want to rush into contracting right now because I really want to know what I'm doing, right? But I know guys that are doing contracting. Like one of my friend right now is been contracting for 3 years. This guy has two houses not paid off, but almost paid off. He has a restaurant. He has, man, this guy's doing good. You know what I'm saying? But someone that's an engineer, yes, you can make good money. You can make what $200,000 a year or maybe $100,000 a year. But you know, is that money? You know, God forbid if you get laid off as an engineer, you can't compare with yourself with someone that is a AME that is it's enhanced skills. You know, you can't teach people. It's something you can always leverage to get another job easily. Like for Bombardier, something that I noticed about Bombardier is is I don't know if I should want to talk more about companies, but I don't like getting into companies. But but yeah, yeah, AME hand skills, any hand skills is a really good way to go, man. Aircraft maintenance engineering, like if you're that type of person that loves traveling, there is this company I saw, was it yesterday I saw online? They are actually looking for AMEs. And so basically, like they'll give you an aircraft, right? And that aircraft is gonna have a pilot, and you are going to be flying from that with that aircraft anyway. So if that aircraft is going to America, you're gonna be on that aircraft. If that aircraft is going to Europe, you're gonna be on that aircraft. So if you're that type of person that love flying, it gives you that opportunities to explore the world. You know? Yeah, man. Thanks to my dad, man, he changed my life. You know. So when you go into contracting, are you in home? And that's the problem about contracting. Um, for guys that are single, I would say contracting is a good way to, if you want to build a lot of money, if you want to make a lot of money, yes. But if you have a family and you're trying to have family time, see, it's going to be hard because as a contractor, I did it once and that was during COVID. I did it for like 3 months. And I'm telling you, I was working 72 hours a week, like 12 hours every day for 6 days. And I only had Sunday off. So I was working 72 hours a week, literally. I had no time. Back then, I had a girlfriend. She was always complaining, like, no, I'm home, never home. I'm like, man, it's not going to be easy, you know? But if you have a family that understand, like, man, you are the man, you got to make a lot of sacrifice, it's gonna be okay, man. You're gonna make money for sure. But that's something about making money is like, man, you have to make a lot of sacrifice. It's not going to be easy to make money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, contracting, that's where the money is, man. Now you can contract if you want to make crazy money, like go to like all these up north where it's like minus 70 degrees, minus 60 degrees, like Yellowknife, um, up Calgary, those provinces that are really up north, man. That's where you gonna make that money. You know what I'm saying? You can make good money as a contractor, man. See, John Zake is an AME that make good money doing arm wrestling. You have good arms. Maybe you can do arm wrestling on the side. Do arm wrestling. I just like working out, man. I like working out. Just go to the gym whenever I'm not working. Stay fit, And healthy life is a wealthy life. So I don't work out to be strong, or I just work out to look good. Say nah, I'd rather have stable income and be with family. Yeah, family is everything, man. Even me too, that's what I'm trying to. I'm actually considering what's it called? If I want to do contracting, I have to decide if I want to do it to the next, let's say 5 to 7 years, because like right now I'm 26, I'm not getting younger anymore. I would say by 35, I should start considering starting a family. And if I want to start a family at 35, then I gotta work my ass out now so I can, you know, have a family by that time. So I don't have to be doing contracting then. Because me too, like I really support what you're saying, man. Family is everything, man. It's better to have a stable family, stable income and a family, you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing better than going to work and coming home, seeing your kids, seeing your wife, you know what I'm saying? That's life, you know? So if you're single right now, this is when you gotta make that sacrifice, man. Go work your butt off. So by the time you're ready to have family, you already got everything set up. Sooner is better for kids. She, yeah, you can have kids anytime. For me, I'm not even ready for kids at all. I would say when I maybe when I'm like 35 or something, 35, 36, before I even start thinking about kids, man. Because once you start having kids, then that's it. You gotta start thinking about yourself, your kids, and your wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, if you guys have any question, any personal question, let me know. You can always text me on Instagram. My Instagram is Peter Gendered. I will try to be making more videos and going live here on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for even showing up today. I really, really appreciate it, man. You guys just made my whole day, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys made my whole day, man. I appreciate all the love. Like I started this channel this time last year, January. First I was doing fitness, trying to do fitness, but I there was no connection for me. There was no connection with fitness, and one of the guys I looked up to back then was I still watch his video. His name is Fidex Phillips, and it was like, hey, why don't you teach people something you already know? And I was familiar with aircraft maintenance engineering. That's why I came on YouTube, trying to spread the information. So I really appreciate when you guys actually show that you appreciate my effort. Like I don't know everything. I don't have the best accent. I don't, what I'm saying. There's a lot of factors that actually, you know but you guys still show up every time and support me, man. I really appreciate it, man. Like for you guys that are expecting more of those a day in my life videos, I'm going to be back to work in February. Once I'm back to work in February, around I'll say around February 15th, because right now I have a training right now and I have to finish it. Um, what is it called? Once I'm done with my training, then I'll be back to work to be making those a day in my life videos. I'm excited to go back to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss working. So yeah, I appreciate all the love, man. If you guys have any question, you can hit me up on Instagram. This is my Instagram right here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate all the love, man. Last question. To do a bodybuilding and fitness content, you gotta be good looking. Girls or steroid. Nobody cares about natural. Yeah, I don't believe in steroid, man. I never used steroid in my life. You know, for me, it's like I don't all these bodybuilders. I don't know why they. For me, it's like I mean, everyone has their own passion, man. Fitness is not really my passion. I go to the gym just to look good. That's it. Uh, for me, it's like I'm not really into fitness that much. I go to the gym at least three days a week. That's it. And recently, I started this boxing program. Also, I'm trying to get into boxing. So, man, I appreciate it, man. Great channel, great content. Appreciate it, brother. Say hello. Do we have to be good at math to become aircraft maintenance technician? This question is so when you're in school, right? Your first year in school, that's the most time you're going to ever need math and physics. So that's the only time for me in school, that was the only time I ever used calculation because they're going to be teaching you about calculation about, let's say width and balance, your torquing, your torque range, those basic math calculations. But after school, I have never seen any time I need math. I never used. I mean, except from converting maybe your torque wrench from inch pounds to foot pounds. That's it. Nowadays, all these aircraft are computerized. They do all your calculations for you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about math and physics to become an aircraft maintenance engineer. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be. Okay. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. What time is it? Yeah, 7:30. Um, I gotta go. But yeah, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for you guys that actually showed up to this live video. Um, I really appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll try to be doing this at least, you know, once every week. But for now, my schedule's a little bit tight. That is because I got a training I'm doing right now. I'll be back to work in February. But yeah, if you guys have any personal questions or you want me to make any specific video, please send me a DM on Instagram at Peter Janded. That's PeterJanded. And I will get back to you as soon as possible. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate all you guys that showed up here on YouTube. Or someone just said you take basic math classes your first year in America, like algebra, maybe some sort of aviation math. Yeah. So your first year, that's when you do most of the math calculations. But yeah, I appreciate all the love, man. I appreciate you guys taking your time showing up on YouTube to show some love. Appreciate your time, appreciate your support, appreciate your subscription, your likes, your sharing. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And my goal here is to spread aircraft maintenance engineering. And for you guys that are trying to get into the industry and you are hearing a lot of negative comments about this course, about this career, let me tell you, it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy journey, but it is possible. You know what I'm saying? You have a goal to become a licensed aircraft maintenance engineer. It is possible, man. Like I still look at the time where I started, and I started as an immigrant that came to Canada with no connection, and like it's possible, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for you guys that try to get to the industry, it is possible, man. You just gotta strive for it, man. Appreciate the love and support. For you guys that are new to my channel, show your boy some love, man. You gotta subscribe, man. My goal this year is to get to like a 10,000 subscriber, if possible, 100,000 subscriber. I believe it's possible. But yeah, appreciate the love and support. If you guys like this live video, do not forget to like. If you guys are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next live video. Appreciate it. Peace out.